LPT Request. How do I tell coworkers I won't buy candy to keep in my office for them? I used to buy candy to keep in my office for my coworkers. However, I have not bought any since one person completely cleaned out the bowl one kept it in. I mean, like, took every last piece for themselves. Since then, I don't buy anything. I have this one coworker who has repeatedly asked me when I'm going to have candy for her. I laugh it off and say maybe soon, or I don't know. We'll see, but it's getting to the point where every time this coworker sees me, she asks. She peeked her head in my office yesterday and went mmmmhmmm. I see. Still no chocolate. X200B. It's getting to the point where I'm tired of being asked. I really want to not be nice about it, but I also don't want to be just outright nasty to the point where there's conflict. X200B. How do I politely tell this person that I won't be getting candy anymore and it will shut her up? Hello and welcome to our Life Pro Tips. Please help us decide if this post is a good fit for the subreddit by up or downvoting this comment. If you think that this is great advice to improve your life, please upvote. If you think this doesn't help you in any way, please downvote. If you don't care, leave it for the others to decide. Why not tell the truth? Someone took all the candy at once, so I won't be buying anymore for everyone. Just be honest, I stopped buying candy after somebody cleaned out the whole bowl at once. No names. Even if it was her. Just tell them that you're not going to buy any more candy because someone rudely took the contents of the entire bowl one day. Get rid of the bowl. Why are you hinting that you'll buy more candy if you aren't planning to? You are setting yourself up for exactly the situation that you don't want when you could have just been honest from the start or at any time since. Heck, you don't even have to mention why if you didn't want to. I had to stop because it got too expensive or some BS reason like that. I'm sorry, but I won't be putting candy out anymore. I don't understand why it would need to be more complicated than that. In a nutshell, if they ask why, tell them the truth or say you're dieting and don't need the temptation. There's always that one asshole who ruins it for everyone, huh? Why are you dancing around the subject? Just be an adult and tell her the truth. Over candy. You're not confessing murder or your love. You're just not buying candy. Just say, hey Susan, I'm not doing the candy yet thing anymore. Sorry to disappoint. That's it. No major sob story. No putting it off like you're a teenager. No weird half-truths over candy. Just a simple no. Why don't you just say somebody took all the candy in one go the last time I brought some, so I'm not filling it anymore. These posts make me wonder how people make it through everyday life. Just be honest, communicate like an adult, it's not a big deal. I did the same thing in my office. Added a little sign saying donations welcome. Colleagues either added candy or dropped a few bucks in the candy jar. Wear the bowl as a hat. Simple. Just tell them. Why are you making it so complicated? Why do you keep leading them on that there may be more candy? It's someone else's turn to fill the bowl. I had a similar issue. I bought some chocolates, mixed them with the other candy. Then the next day all the chocolates had been picked out. I started only leaving the jar out while I was at my desk. Folks have more shame if you're there to watch them. Plus you can make friends. Once after this I left the jar out accidentally on lunch break and came back to some absolute stranger picking the chocolates out of it. I made a comment about how I usually keep it locked down now because someone was taking all my chocolates. Every single one. She seemed ashamed and I never saw her again. I don't understand why people think their only option is to be nasty. Just say, there's no insult here. I'm not going to do candy anymore. Please stop asking. Someone was abusing my generosity, so I won't be doing it anymore. You say, I stopped having candies because one person completely cleaned out the bowl one kept it in. I mean like, took every last piece for themselves. I used to provide candy, but one person took advantage of my generosity and took the entire bowl. So I decided I was no longer providing candy as some people abused the system. Just tell them like a normal person, they're adults not kids. The person that cares the most is likely the person who stole all the candy. Oh my God, how did this grow to be a problem? Tell them you stopped. Removed the bowl. Do whatever. What the fuck? At least now you know who is the most likely suspect. Why do you feel responsible? Are you their nanny? How do you live day-to-day people pleasing like that? Just be honest and say someone took all of it in one day so I stopped bothering refilling it. Just tell them why. Weird that this is a request. Both people sound frustrating. The person who took the candy for themselves is rude on lots of levels. But why doesn't the coworker who keeps asking just buy her own candy? Just bring one candy per day and they can all fight over it, lol. Just curious. How did you know one person took all of it? Just tell them. Politely, of course. If asks, tell them the truth. I was also taken aback by the constant questioning. It sounds a lot like pressuring you to put that candy back. Like it was their right to have them in the first place. So tell them, it is your decision not to put them back. YTF, you still have the bowl out. Fill it with baby carrots. How do you people get by in life? Genuinely don't understand why anyone would need advice for this. I'm not. I don't think I will. I stopped because someone kept eating it all. I don't want to. Buy your own if you want them. Never again literally could have said anything. Stand up for yourself lol. You're essentially being harassed over candy wicks is lame but needing. The internet's help to solve the problem is a bit much lol. I'd go for the there's no point me bringing candy anymore as someone keeps immediately taking it. Also the bowl is always empty angle. Just tell them directly. Someone here decided to take the entire bowl of candy for themselves. I'm not buying candy so one person can take it all. Don't blame me. Blame them. If your desk has a locked drawer on it, be sure to keep some for your own enjoyment. You may or may not want to leave the wrappers in an openly visible trash can. I bet she was the one that took it all. Why is this an issue? Can I ask how old you are? You put on your adult pants and say you aren't bringing candy anymore. There is nothing impolite about that. Or you can buy a big bag of sugar-free gummy bears from Amazon and watch the aftermath. I really want to not be nice about it. My dude. An inability to stand up for or express yourself is not being nice. Stringing people along because you're too afraid to say no is not being nice. It is a character flaw. Full stop. And you start seeing it as one you'll start to do better for yourself. Can we please acknowledge that the person that keeps asking checking is an absolute weirdo? Get your own damn. Give them the bowl and tell them to fill it up. Buy some fruit, put it in the candy bowl. Buy like the worst candy you can find and put it out. Think black licorice, candy corn, circus peanuts, etc. The message will be heard. If you don't want to be direct about it, you can say that you stopped keeping it in the office so you wouldn't eat it yourself. I worked with a guy who would never keep candy at his desk and was vocal about asking people to tell him no when he'd sneak candy from their desks. He was failing to reduce his sugar intake. But he always offered me gummy vitamins when I would visit his office, rolling on the floor laughing.